All right, baby, let's get to it. Hang with Beat Drop Podcast, episode 162. Appreciate the energy. Appreciate you guys tapping in. And let's get straight to it, baby. Let's get straight to it. And I hope that this episode provides some value. And if it does, let me know so I could make sure that, every time I hit this record button, I have that in my mind. All right. But let's get to it. All right. So what I want to talk about this week is about maximizing time, el tiempo. So we're pretty much a week into 2024. And I hope that right now you're still on your New Year's resolution grind, maximizing your goals. But I want to take this time for a quick reminder, not only to maximize your time, but to also be realistic with the goals and the resolutions that you guys have for yourself. I've been guilty of this where there's this energy in the top of the year. You're excited about the new year. You have all these goals, for example, where it's like, okay, I'm starting the new year. I'm gonna go to the gym 3 times a day. I'm gonna do this. And I'm not saying you can't do that, but I'm also saying to be realistic to how life be lifing. I think we could get so caught up in the energy of the new year where it's like, okay, I want to lose this much weight, so I'm gonna go to the gym this many times, and then something happens and then you don't end up going to the gym, and then you feel like crap. Then you get discouraged, and then you're like, oh, you know what? Now I'm gonna start Monday. You almost start finding reasons not to do it. But I think it's one of those where you weren't realistic from the jump. We set these unrealistic goals, and we have to be realistic to what we feel we can do. You don't have to go all crazy from the jump. And I think it's a very important we really maximize our time. Sometimes I'm surprised of how much time I have in certain things, but I could get distracted doing other things, being on my phone too much or looking for a lot of motivation videos or stuff that could get me going. Sometimes we almost want somebody to give us the answer, like, this is what it is, go do it. Sometimes it helps, but I think I've come to a point where it's almost like the actions that you take override the knowledge that you have of what you're trying to do. Just do it, and then that gets the ball rolling. A lot of the times in my life, I noticed that the moment I'm waiting for the perfect time, once this happens, once this and this is right, then I'm gonna start. And I look back in my life and I go, damn, there's a lot of times I could have really been so further ahead in my growth, in my progression in certain areas, but I was waiting for the perfect time. I think it's really important to maximize our time. And it's interesting because I was talking to my parents. We were talking about how sometimes you could get so caught up on the phone, you know what I mean? Like you're on your phone, you're easily distracted, and then next thing you know, 45 minutes, an hour just passed, and you're like, damn, I didn't even know that I was on my phone for that long. But it happens, you know what I mean? We get distracted, it's some things you start watching videos, they're funny or they're motivating, you have this energy. And it just made me think, I really want to make sure that I maximize my time, because we could really find times to do things that we love. And it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, you know what I mean? Obviously, shout out to all my people that are parents or that are working multiple jobs or going to school, whatever. You could almost feel like, damn, like the day, you could be so rigid sometimes where it's like, damn, every minute is accounted for. But sometimes those are the seasons that we need. You know what I mean? I've come to a place where I go that it's not always gonna be like this, and sometimes that's important to remind yourself that there's seasons where you're in building mode. There's seasons where you're a little bit in thinking about what's the next step. And I think that's the beautiful part about always asking yourself, why am I doing this? I was actually reading a book I just got, is Feel Good Productivity. And I recommend you guys go check it out. But there's this part where it goes, why am I doing this? Like, why am I doing this? Why? And so it's like always asking yourself why. It's kind of like, when kids are like, but why? And you're like, damn, Jacob, chill. But it's like, but sometimes I'm like, damn, but that's good. When I ask myself, like, but why am I doing this right now? And I think sometimes you start going like, damn, I'm committing to things that I probably committed months ago, or things that, maybe I'm not as into as I once was. And I had to, kind of check myself. Going into a new year is always exciting. So hopefully, this is a reminder for you to be like, all right, like, what's realistic for me? It's not so much about reaching the end goal right away. It's more about, the process, the journey, the getting better, and just seeing the growth. I've talked about where I was at this time last year, and I think that's a good way to kind of get a gauge of where you're at, to be like, all right, like this time last year, maybe, I wanted to lose 10 pounds. Maybe I lost 7. All right, but you know what? You still lost 7. Even though you didn't lose the 10 that you wanted, you still lost 7. And sometimes you kind of have to give yourself a little grace and be like, all right, but, maybe I didn't, reach the mark that I wanted, but I'm damn near close to it. And I think if, we kind of talk to ourselves like that, we're not always going to be in a sense of just guilting our way into things or feeling horrible. You feel me? So there it is, man. Just maximize your time, because I always say it. I know you're like, damn, B, here we go. But tomorrow's never promised. We don't even have a guarantee that we will see next week. We go about the day thinking like, all right, tomorrow's for sure happening. And, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. That sounds scary, but it's like, but it should give us a little bit more of like, nah, but it's the truth. I hope you're not looking forward for 2025 or 2026. I hope that you're in a good place. You feel me? So appreciate y'all. Y'all stay beautiful, stay amazing. Keep working on yourself. Praise your mind. Keep praising your mind. That's what mental praise is about. When you see my mental praise brand, it's like, what does that mean? It means praise your mind. It's about loving yourself. It's about, it's about healing. It's about, being there for other people, being there for yourself, and really maximizing your life. You feel me? Hang with Beat Drop Podcast. Much love. Beat Drop. I'm out of here. God bless. Peace.